Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. Glad to have you with us for another episode. We've got a couple of great ladies with us today that have some great stories about the history of Nevada. So stay tuned. We'll be back with all of it right after this.
Hi there. I'm Roy Marshall of the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada. I'm proud to announce that our 7-ingot set honoring the V&T Railroad is now finished.
That's right, Roy. These beautiful 999 silver ingots celebrate the engines from the world-famous V&T Railroad and honor Nevada's sesquicentennial. These limited edition treasures can be purchased only at the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada.
Or visit us at marshallmint.com to get yours today.
Get the Charter Spectrum Triple Play. It's more than meets the eye. With over 200 free HD channels available, it's the most HD you can get. Instant access to over 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. Plus the Charter app for live TV that jumps to mobile devices in any room. All that for $29.99 a month. Switch to Charter Spectrum Internet. Faster than the speed of WoW. Take off with 60 megs of speed. Bandwidth that lets multi-people multitask, stream movies, play games, watch videos, and share vines all at once. No slowdowns. Shazam! For only $29.99 a month. Just call 877-959-1634. Then pick up Charter Spectrum Voice for unlimited local and long-distance calling. And catch this. No drop calls. Stuck in a contract? Charter pays up to $500 to get you out. Charter Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice, $29.99 a month each. Call 877-959-1634. See for yourself. Call Charter today.
Spring arrives at Boutique Elegante. The fabulous colors of spring, all in denim fabrics, but with accents on color, color, color. Of course, sweaters are a must. The newest color block in soft weaves. Influenced by the rainbow, beautiful little dresses, gaucho sets, the blending of fabrics to create caprice sets. Exquisite fashions for your tropical holiday, a special dinner, or the opera. You'll find all of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante.
Welcome, everybody, to Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. I'm John O'Brien, the host of the show, and let me introduce the panel we have with us today. As usual, all the way over there on the other side of the set is my good buddy, my sidekick, Roy Marshall. Roy, how you doing?
Pretty good, John. How you doing today?
Oh, great. Glad to have you with us today. I'm going to come back to you in just a minute here.
Wonderful Nevada day, huh?
Yes, that's for sure. With us today, we have some real good friends of Nevada. They work real hard to preserve history, just like we do here on the show, and we want to introduce them as well. We have with us Viola Peavers. Nice to have you with us, Viola. Been here since 1947. All right. And also with us today is Lena Cavella.
Hello.
And glad to have you with us today.
Well, I'm very happy to be here. Yeah. Thank you so much for having us on.
We have a lot to explore with you, too, about the history of Nevada, both old days and more modern times.
Absolutely.
That'll bring back memories to people who live here in Reno, for sure. So we look forward to that. But we always go to you, Roy, because you, Roy, tells us why we started this show 190 episodes ago, and what you're doing up on the Comstock as well. So, Roy, we'll let you take the floor there.
Yeah. Well, what we do for this show is to put people into history, basically, and a lot of people don't know that the history of Nevada is very important to the history of the United States, because after the Civil War, the United States was totally broke. We owed more than what we were worth to France, Germany, and England, and we probably would have been France, Germany, and England if it wouldn't have been for the Comstock miners.
That's for sure.
And their generosity, which provided some 7 to 8 million to Abraham Lincoln, who, out of this great generosity, made the state of Nevada in 1864, October 31st.
Amazing.
And during this period of time, we also were thankful and happy enough to develop the dollar here, the silver dollar at Carson City.
Right.
So basically, in a very broad way, not only did America get restarted because of Virginia City, Nevada, but also the industrial age that used silver as such an electronic technological marvel. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could kill the stuff that you put on your silverware and give you something to look at your face in the mirror.
Yeah.
And all kinds of things we do with silver.
Yeah, and it all started with the Comstock. Because you were telling me in the past, most of that silver came from Mexico, if there was any silver.
The closest mine was Texaco, Mexico.
Yeah, yes. So what a find. And we're still finding more and more silver, more gold, and other
associated rare metals,
Rare metals, In fact, rare metals, the only place previous to Nevada was California, I understand. That was the only mine.
Stillwater, Montana is the only platinum mine in the United States.
Oh, is that right?
A little bit of platinum in California, Oregon, and going up.
But now we have it here.
But now we have it here in a real big way. We got $500 million to $1 trillion worth.
I didn't want to let you get by without talking about these beautiful ingots that are made of silver.
Yeah, we have the railroad ingot set done with the most popular B&T railroads from the age. So we got Reno number 11. We thought that was probably the most popular one, but it was the flair of having a railroad where you could carry your baggage with you, and then they had a passenger compartment.
Yeah,
which really got it going from San Francisco back.
So you can get the 7-piece set, which you see pictured on the back of this beautiful brochure, up there at the Marshall Mint, 96 North C Street. Go up and see Lucy.
Lucy.
And she'll tell you the whole story and put it together for you. But this is a real collector's item. If you're interested in Nevada history, this is something you'd want to have. So 96 North C Street. And if you want to spend the night up there,
go to our hotel, Silverland Inn and Suites.
Yeah.
We'll give you a good deal and go for a swim up there and have a cocktail.
Yeah, and you have some rooms up there that have some history to them as well.
Oh yeah, we haven't had too many killed in there lately.
You have the Mustang Ranch room, right? Jumping 40 room.
Oh yeah, we got one of the couches out of the Mustang Ranch over there.
Can't beat that.
Gave it to me for nothing.
That's right. Well, thanks, you, Roy. We appreciate you getting us started today. And like I said before, this is 190 episode, I believe it is, and we're getting awful close to that.
These folks like these two here have really given us the picture of Reno, and that's, you and I have been boning up on this for quite a while. So we're gradually starting to get
starting to put the puzzle together.
Riverside, where was this, and what was going on here? They said they ran cars around this lake or something before.
Yeah, it was a racetrack.
I keep thinking about that. There's a racetrack.
It's hard to believe that things happen like that. But you two have been here for quite a while. And you worked in downtown Reno. You got here in 1947. Viola, where did you start though? You didn't start in Nevada. You were where from?
I was born in Rochelle, New York.
You're a New Yorker.
Yeah, I was up and down the coast, Florida and New York, but never came west.
Yeah, well, that's the way it was back in the East. It still is that way. People go from New York to Florida. That's where they retire.
And it was funny because I got married in Florida and came out west because my husband was going to go to school at the University of Nevada.
You were tied into the university. Yeah.
That's how we came out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then friends back east would say, she just got married and she's in Reno. That's what we thought about Reno.
Yeah. People don't know much about Reno from the East Coast.
No. You had to be here for a while to realize what a beautiful part of the country we live in here.
It's a jewel. It truly is a jewel.
Really is.
We all realize that after we come out here. But I'll tell you, if you're from the East Coast, you think of divorce, you think of gambling.
Absolutely.
Think Indians, cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you think about. Mm-hmm. So, because I'm from the East Coast too, when they sent me out to Montana in the Air Force, I didn't know what to expect, let me tell you. So anyway, you got involved with the university, you and your husband, and then you also worked in retail in downtown Reno, and that's a story in itself, because where did you work?
I worked at Gray Reed Wright Company. Okay. It was one of the best department stores in Reno at that time. Mm-hmm. And they had a lot of events that went on. I remember 2 floods and an explosion, which got us out of the downtown. Yeah.
Tell us what year was the explosion?
The explosion was in 57.
57. That was pretty well known, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It was big in the
My
news.
Father wondered if we were alive even from back east.
Right.
I guess some of the newscasters must have made a real tremendous thing of it.
Absolutely. So you actually worked in the store, and where the original explosion took place, it was pretty close to where you would work, right?
Right, absolutely.
Except you weren't there, thank goodness.
Yeah, I was out to lunch.
Yeah, but you did smell gas, you said, in the store.
Oh, yeah, we were having a meeting to get together on what we were going to do for the spring and summer things. So they did smell gas.
Yeah.
And so we did get out of there.
They evacuated.
I had some people working for me, young ladies, and we all went out to lunch. But I had one young lady that came from high school, and I was afraid she might go in there without realizing what was going on, but she didn't, which was great.
Yeah,
we were very thankful.
So you were very close to where the explosion actually occurred.
Absolutely, it was.
You
right
heard
there.
it. That must have been devastating.
It actually was in the Elks basement, and that's where we had our shop.
Oh,
our shop was in the Elks basement. They used to have a pool there, and then we had a tunnel going into the basement of Gray Reed's.
Isn't that
so?
something?
It was really wonderful.
Yeah. Now tell us where the location was, so people can get a feel for where you.
It was.
All this happened.
I think it was on Sierra and First.
Sierra and First. Okay, and what's on that corner now? Do you recall anything close that we would recognize?
Well, there's Silver
buildings
Peaks.
and
And,
tall
Silver
buildings.
Peaks right there. Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
gotcha. Yeah, and the new movie theaters right there too, right next to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so then you just continued to stay in Reno. I mean, I imagine once the building blew up,
we actually went. We stayed in a little place on Commercial Row for a while until they finished the building where Circus is.
Oh, yes.
That was Gray Reed's, believe it or not. Before it was Circus.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first elevator, and we had 3 or 4 floors. I mean, it was just
beautiful.
wonderful. Yeah.
So they moved from First and Sierra up to where Circus is.
Yeah, well, no, in between, while they were still building that, we were on Commercial Row.
Oh, okay.
A little old Bradley building.
Yeah, but the new Gray Reed's moved into
Circus.
And there was a supermarket, well-known supermarket.
Oh,
fairly
yeah,
close.
Games, I think.
Was it Games or something?
No,
I don't know.
No, it was another
Bel Air or something like that? I don't know. We had somebody on the show that used to talk about that.
Yeah, the old-time people that own
how that has changed down there.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
And there was a bank next door too. So, yeah.
Okay. So now you're involved and supporter of the Aurora Repertory Theater.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so that's where you two started working together.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
well, we've known each other a long time.
Before that. Yeah.
So now, Lena Cavella, you are the director of this Aurora Repertory Theater, correct?
Yes.
All right. But you had your start in a little different way. You're not from the East Coast. Where are you originally from?
Well, I was born in Fallon.
Fallon, Nevada.
I'm a 4th generation Nevadan.
Wow, a lot of farms out there in your day, huh?
Yeah.
When things were starting?
My mom still had sand in her shoes, so if we traveled around the state, we lived in Virginia City, Silver
you did?
City. She lived for a while with the family out in Gardnerville.
Oh, okay.
And then we came into Reno in 1959.
So the Fallon, I guess its claim to fame in the old days, before the Air Force got out there or Navy, was the Lincoln Highway went right through there, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you saw a lot of the folks traveling through in your early days?
Well, when I came along, we were living here in, I don't know how long my family lived in Fallon until they moved up to Virginia City. My younger years were in Silver City.
Oh, Silver City.
And
were they miners? What did they do up there?
My mom was a homemaker, and my dad worked for the Isabel Construction Company.
I've heard that name before. It's a big company, right?
It was, yes. And they worked on finishing the Lincoln Highway in the early years, and then he went and worked on the Hoover Dam.
Oh, he did?
Yes,
oh, that would be a real
and so
treat.
the family was anchored here.
Oh, so he would travel up and stay here.
Yes,
yeah. So how did you like living up in Virginia City and Silver City?
Well, I loved it.
Yeah.
You could see the Aurora Borealis in the skies at night.
Isn't
and
that
now
amazing?
I think there's too many lights here now to see it.
Yeah, even up there, yeah.
See it real well.
Probably the rotation of the Earth, but it was beautiful, and that's why my company is called Aurora Repertory Theater.
I see. So that must have kindled your interest in history then, being up right in the middle of a lot of historic digs and one thing or another.
I love the historic part.
Yeah.
That's one of my passions, is the history of not only Nevada, but especially I take pride in Nevada, and we're so rich in our heritage, we have to preserve it.
Yes, absolutely.
appreciate people like Hugh Roy, too, and you that promote that.
Yeah, well, we enjoyed a lot. Let's take a break here, and then we're going to get into what you're doing with the Repertory Theater, because there's some really neat things you're going to be talking about, and it's going to surprise a lot of folks, some of the stories we have. So stay tuned. More of Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, right after we hear from a couple of great sponsors.
If you're a fan of Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, we are proud to announce that now you can purchase any of our past episodes on our new website, talesofnevada.com. That's right, these stories of our great Nevada history are now available to you on DVD. Over 180 individual episodes featuring the people, places, and stories that have made us all so proud to live in this great state. So get yours today, a piece of Nevada history. Visit talesofnevada.com.
At Harry's Quality Cars, the 500 vehicles in stock speak for themselves.
Most of us have one owner car fax reports.
We all have warranties. I have very low mileage.
I'm the prettiest car in stock.
I'm muscle-bound and ready for the hills.
Harry's Quality Cars, local and family-owned for over 40 years on Kitski and Gentry and on South Virginia Street. Harry's cars really do speak for themselves.
Drive one of us home today!
Shoeman's Custom Cycle with a biker's bike shop. From the new set of pipes to custom renovation, building ultimate machines is our reputation. Feel the performance, experience the power. From chrome to leather, the selection doesn't quit. If it wasn't done to Shoeman's, it ain't. Shoeman's Custom Cycle with a biker's bike shop.
We've invested billions to bring you the most advanced network in the nation, Charter Spectrum. Get the most HD anywhere with Charter Spectrum TV. Over 200 high-def channels available, 10,000 instant on-demand choices, and the Charter app to watch live TV anywhere at home on your mobile devices. Just $29.99 a month. Call 866-517-6150 now. Charter Spectrum Internet accelerates you to incredible speeds. 60 megabits per second, 20 times faster than phone company DSL. Just $29.99 a month. And Charter Spectrum Voice delivers unlimited calling with none of the phone company's extra fees or taxes. Just $29.99 a month. Charter Spectrum. More free HD, faster internet, unlimited calling, and no contract to sign. Just $29.99 a month each. Call 866-517-6150 now. Charter Spectrum is here.
We're back here in Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, having a great conversation from a couple of ladies who have a great history here in Nevada. We have Viola Peavers right there in the red outfit, and Lena Cavella, and they're both involved with the Aurora Repertory Theater. And perhaps people aren't aware of that. How long have you been in existence?
We're we're new.
You're new.
We've only been 3 years.
Yeah.
We just got our 501(c)(3).
Congratulations. That's not easy to get.
Right. Yes.
You know, especially if you're a Republican, I guess, right?
So I'm really happy that, and our mission is to honor the history of Nevada.
Wonderful. Yeah, so here you have all of this great appreciation for history, and you've been collecting a lot of information about it, and now you have a way to bring it to the public. So what you do then is take stories, I suppose.
Yes.
And then you perform in different places with it, right?
Yes, we do.
Tell us about some of the places you perform, some of the stories from the past.
Oh, okay, well...
Or some of the themes that you've had.
Okay, well, when I first started out, I was with Sparks Little Theater.
Okay.
And we went to Piper's Opera House and did the 100th anniversary of Madame Butterfly, a condensed version of the opera.
Okay.
And then we went on and we did the Emma Nevada show because I'd never heard of her, and she needs to be honored. Most people don't know who she is.
Give us a brief thumbnail sketch here about Emma.
Emma is a famous opera star. She was worldwide famous, and she was born and raised, she was born in Nevada City, but she was raised in Austin, Nevada. And her
That's out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it was the capital of Nevada at the time.
Is that right?
Yes, it was.
I didn't know that.
And
Iowans 50 miles from there.
Is that right? Yeah, that's where all the action was, right? You're right.
Well, they was a great horse racing town.
Really?
Yes, they loved a horse race.
Wow.
And her dad was a doctor, and her uncle raised the horses, and she knew how to ride and drive a team of horses. Mm-hmm. And she went over to Mills Seminary at the time. Mills College is still there in Oakland. It was called Fruitville at the time.
Fruitville.
Yeah.
Oh, what a name.
And
bunch of
so
fruit.
she would ride, when she came home on the wagon, the stagecoach actually, she would help the rider drive the horses.
Wow.
But she is known for her famous voice.
Yeah.
She sang with Verdi at La Scala for 27 operas.
No kidding.
And her medallion is out there in front
Was she
of her.
into some of the big cities like San Francisco,
yes.
New York, those kind of
well,
places?
she was mainly, the opera was, she did go to New York and San Francisco. She had 2 tours through the United States. But opera was pretty contained in European countries at the time. But she decided that the music belonged to everybody. Mm-hmm. And so she left the opera per se, even though she was a very famous opera star. Mm-hmm. She was in Lakme. Mm-hmm. So that's the beautiful opera of the Flower Duet she sang. And she decided to do concerts. Oh. And she would travel all around. She was a linguist. And she would sing the folk songs in the native's tongue. Wow. As well as operatic songs.
That's amazing. From Austin, Nevada.
Yeah, and then she would take, and so it was. She was one of the first people to do costume changes, and she had these beautiful gowns, and so she would change during her performances, and that was one of the attractions, because she traveled through America. She wanted to come to Nevada, but her manager wouldn't let her come on that tour. But it was Colonel Mapleson, and he was kind of notorious of not paying his performers.
Oh no!
So people wanted to see her gowns.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't put her gown on until she was paid.
There you go. She's a good businesswoman as well, which is unusual for creative people. Yes. Usually they're not. So anyway, she played at Piper's, right?
She
and she sang what they consider the state song, right? Isn't that right?
Well, it was actually the Nevada State Song came along after Emma Nevada.
Oh, okay, because I went to some show.
But
I think Larry Elliott produced it, and Emma Nevada was singing the Nevada song.
Yes.
What is the Nevada song? I forgot.
Home Means Nevada.
Home Means Nevada. Somebody should slap me for not knowing that, right? You're right.
It's not used too much. It would be good if it was used more.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song.
Well, especially with the rendition that we came up with.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was very well done. And that little singer, was that part of your repertory? Yes, that's right. We had you on the show.
Yes.
We did a whole
of course,
on location.
I looked a little different.
Yes, you did. I think you all did there. But that gal who sang that song,
she was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so shy, but what a voice.
And she is part of our repertory company. And
she had a much better voice than Larry, who's sitting behind me in the darkness.
We had that Indian princess too. She was good too.
She was good too. Yeah. So Emma Nevada. So this is what you do. You take people like that who have some fame that you know of from history or story.
That haven't been recognized here in the state, their home state. And our upcoming production is just doing that very thing.
Yeah.
It's the 100th anniversary of Edna Provence's film career with Charlie Chaplin.
That is an amazing story. I saw some information about that in preparation for the show.
Yes.
Actually, I do prepare for the show a little bit. I just don't come on totally cold.
Yes.
But I was just blown away by this lady. I mean, she was from where? Tell us.
She was born in Paradise Valley, and then she was raised in Lovelock, Nevada.
Lovelock, Nevada.
Yes, and and she was very talented. Even when she was in Lovelock, they would put on performances. Her with her two sisters.
Yeah.
And
tell us how that happened. There was a need for a community center, right?
That's right. Her uncle was a Hill.
Mm-hmm.
The Hill family was very prominent.
And they had stores up there, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he decided that the community needed a community center, and so he built one for the Lovelock.
Yeah.
And the girls would put on performances periodically.
So Lovelock at that time, I don't want to get too far off track, but Lovelock was a place where the train came through, right? And then also agriculture.
Actually, it was quite a metropolitan area. It was quite thriving.
Yeah.
And then when the freeway came through and taxes came up, and buildings started being torn down.
Yeah. It's kind of sad going through Lovelock right now.
So
you hope there's a renaissance someday. But
I wonder where it got its name, Lovelock.
Lovelock.
I think it was a man's name, wasn't it? I think we had somebody on a show that
I'd have to research that.
Yeah.
That's
the Lovelock is a chastity belt, or it was described as such.
Well, that may be a good one. There was a lot of miners up there, wasn't there?
Yes.
A lot of farmers.
And there was no
farmers' daughters.
Yes.
So they probably was mandatory attire back in those days.
Yeah, I did mining up around Lovelock. There's a lot of snakes in those hills around Lovelock.
The kind with two legs, right?
Well, when I was working over there, we had some guys that were in the mob that were going to build the new concrete underground missile base.
Oh, okay.
They were all wearing 45s and riding on D10s.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, let's talk about Edna. Get away from the chastity belt here. But Edna was a beautiful lady, and they had the community center all set up there for her. So she took an interest in doing shows, right?
Oh, absolutely. The three girls actually did a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
For the community, and then when she decided to go down and get some training to become a secretary in San Francisco, she went into a cafeteria and she was quite striking, blonde.
Yeah, I saw pictures.
Charlie Chaplin and his friend was there, and his friend said, "Charlie, that girl should be your leading lady," and so that's how it all got started.
Wow.
Yes.
So evidently, he didn't know whether she could act or not act. She just was so pretty that Charlie said, no matter what, this is a good thing. Yeah,
Charlie was sort of that.
Some of his shows, he was very much the center of attraction himself, main character.
But the thing is what I'm going to bring out in this, hopefully in this film festival, was a collaboration that they worked together as a unit. You couldn't have Charlie Chaplin was Charlie Chaplin.
Mm-hmm.
But to have it, what I understand is she made it more acceptable to families. Because it was the sweetheart, the family, the kid.
Yeah. Right. Because originally he was kind of blue, wasn't he? In his acting?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, just in a little bit I was watching of The Tramp. He was a little risque, for that time.
For that time,
1915.
Yes, he was. And so it became more of a family viewing was acceptable.
Yeah.
And from what I understand from the historian that I'm bringing in to lecture on Emma, and she's written a book about her, it's Linda Wada, is that she actually could calm him down. She could help him function better.
Oh, okay. Act better.
So, yes.
Yeah. So she was actually
a genius.
Yeah.
But he needed that calming environment. She knew how to take and calm him and direct him in not a forceful way.
Yeah. Now he was of he had a French accent, didn't he, Charlie Chaplin?
Well, there's a lot of different controversies about Charlie Chaplin. What I have researched is that he was, his family, his father, mother were vaudeville people. The father took off. He had an older brother, and his mother continued on vaudeville, and one day she broke down on stage. And he went on for her.
Oh, an improviser.
Yes.
Yeah.
But eventually she was put into a mental institution.
Wow.
And the two brothers were on the streets, so he knew the tramp
lifestyle
very well.
Isn't that something?
And then there is one of his younger sons. He's had about 6 marriages, but Christopher is writing a book now.
Oh, okay.
And he's saying that Charlie was born in a gypsy camp in France.
Wow. Yeah, because I know a lot of his movies, like the one I was watching earlier, had subtitles that were in French. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was quite the man and quite the actor, and in fact played at Piper's in the 1920s. Did you know that?
I did not know
well,
that.
I'm telling you something.
Well, see, we had a connection with Nevada.
Because we had Pipers on the show. We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago. Listen, we got to take another break. Let's do it, and then come back. I want to talk more about Edna and more about the Repertory Theater, because there's some great things that we want to hear about. Okay? Back after this.
Spring arrives at Boutique Elegante. The fabulous colors of spring, all in denim fabrics, but with accents on color, color, color. Of course, sweaters are a must. The newest color block in soft weaves. Influenced by the rainbow, beautiful little dresses, gaucho sets, the blending of fabrics to create caprice sets. Exquisite fashions for your tropical holiday, a special dinner, or the opera. You'll find all of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante.
Deluxe Travel has been serving the Northern Nevada business and leisure traveler for over 30 years. Make 2014 the year Deluxe Travel meets your travel needs. Don't be fooled that you can find better deals on internet travel sites. Deluxe Travel will always get the best prices and provide the personal service you deserve. Let Deluxe Travel send you on your travel destinations today. Deluxe Travel, the official travel agency for Old Tales in Nevada and most Reno businesses. Have a great trip.
At Harry's Quality Cars, the 500 vehicles in stock speak for themselves.
Most of us have one owner car fax reports.
We all have warranties. I have very low mileage.
I'm the prettiest car in stock.
I'm muscle bound and ready for the hills.
Harry's Quality Cars, local and family owned for over 40 years on Kitski and Gentry and on South Virginia Street. Harry's cars really do speak for themselves.
Drive one of us home today!
Fun, fashionable furs. Epitome of glamour for decades. Designer lines for women and men. Only the best will do. William Furs is the ultimate shopping experience for Reno, with furs, accessories, and great gift ideas. Winter is here. Enjoy savings of 20 to 50% off. Treat yourself or your loved ones and choose from thousands of pieces in our beautiful new inventory. William Furs, a full-service fur salon since 1977.
All right, we're back here on Old Tales in Nevada, past and present, and I'll introduce everybody again just so you can remember who they are. You, Roy Marshall, my good buddy, over there on the far side of the set, and then we have Viola Peavers and Lena Cavella. And those two are from the Aurora Repertory Theater. And we were talking about, as we left, some of the things that you're doing in the theater. And your big project right now is Edna Purveyance, right?
Yes,
That's how you say it? All right, from Lovelock.
Yes.
A lot of famous folks come from Lovelock. Mm-hmm. We had the Chief Justice Young was on our show, and he's from Lovelock as well. Yeah.
Yes.
So here we have Edna, and she was the sidekick of Charlie Chaplin. We spent a little time talking about him, but they partnered on 4 or 5 big movies.
34 films.
Oh, 34 films. Wow.
Yes.
The Kid, The Tramp,
The
Lady in Paris, The Vagabond.
Yeah, The Lady of Paris is her lead role that was directed by Charlie Chaplin.
Mm-hmm.
But they had 34 different, they called them two-reelers.
Oh, okay.
They're about, they range and time from like 20 minutes to 30 minutes.
Yeah, half an hour. The one I was
Yeah.
watching was 29:30, something like that. Yeah. So after Charlie, after those shows, 34 shows, was that her main career, or did she go on to talkies?
She did no, she never went on to talkies as far as I know. I'd have to talk to Linda about that. But she did a film, three films where she was the featured performer.
Okay.
And and hopefully, well, not hopefully, I'm going to have The Woman of Paris that he did direct.
Wonderful.
That would be great.
Festival.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You can get an HD right now too. So,
Yeah.
but so you're gonna.
And I do.
Did she ever play at Piper's? By the way, did she ever go up there?
I do not. I don't think so.
You don't
no.
think so? Yeah.
But what I wanted to tell you is about David Shepard, who is doing the preservation of all these old films.
Oh, okay.
He has agreed to bring in the 38 millimeter film, the original, for our film festival.
Unbelievable.
And so he's got awards up the wazoo, and he's going to do a presentation where he's commenting on The Immigrant, which is another one of the films they did together.
Okay, now where's that film festival going to be?
It's going to be at the National Auto Museum during Art Town, July 18th and 19th.
Wow.
Yes.
Art Town is a wonderful, nationally recognized event now.
I know.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
We actually have been taken as the blueprint for other people starting up our town's events.
It brings people from all over the place. I mean, it's getting as big as some of our other
it's been a great production.
Other events. And most of it is free, which is cool.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
So now I want to get you back into the conversation, Viola. You're a good sponsor of the Repertory Theater.
I go to a lot of their or things that they're doing.
Yeah.
And Lena and I have been good friends for a long time, and I really like to support her.
Yeah, but you don't get on stage,
No,
right?
I'm not. No, I'm not the actress. No.
Well, I'm working on it.
You're working on it. I think you got a great voice for the stage.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah, it's very deep voice.
That's what I. Somebody else told me that too.
Yeah.
Manly.
We could get you dressed up and put you on stage. I'm sure you could do something. You probably have actress in you, if you do stage settings and work for the department store.
Yeah, I liked that. Yeah, I even
behind the scenes stuff.
We can always do
stage
that.
Yeah,
you got that creative side to you. Yeah. Now, do you find a lot of people flocking to you, like would-be actors and people who think they can act? And, ones like Larry who really can't. But
Larry actually. And what we do is we take all ages and we try to bring out their talent. And Larry's very good at it.
How do you know if people can act or not? I mean, how do you determine that? Do you have any acting behind you, or are you on stage kind of folks?
Well, I've been involved with Truckee Meadows Community Theater performances and things like that, which actually has really drawn me out. Because I was very shy.
Yeah.
And it really is very good for that. And everybody has abilities.
Yeah. They don't realize it. That's what Uroy talks about, right, Uroy? Yeah. We all have a story to tell.
We do.
We all have something.
When you guys were talking about that, I was thinking about when I was in college in Nova Scotia, I was the manager of a band.
Oh, you were?
For which I did probably many things I wish I would have never done. that was the beginning of the Steppenwolf group.
I remember that.
Wow. So you ever been on stage as an actor?
They're hundreds of millionaires now. They got lots of money.
Yeah. How about you? Have you ever done that?
I was on the stage every night.
You were?
Yeah.
Introducing
and that sort of thing.
No
I'm
kidding.
Not a singer. I try and keep the girls away from the band. They try and literally pull them off the band.
I would imagine so.
Oh, yeah. The boys were such, I guess they were so hot that the girls just couldn't stand it.
Yeah. Well, when I was in high school, I was on the stage crew. Everybody had a club of some sort, So I was always interested in stage and how to do, a play and that sort of thing. I always thought it was a lot of fun. I guess that's why I wound up in broadcasting. Never on the camera side until we started doing this show. But I was always on the other side of sales or management. But I always enjoyed the on-air part of broadcasting.
Well, you found your niche.
I did?
And, Aurora Repertory has got a lot of things planned in the future for hopefully working with Piper's Opera House, the V&T Railroad, and doing a radio show up there, liking to the PBS program Prairie Hope Companion.
Right.
But it will have a Western flavor. We'll have a Nevada flavor.
Right.
And we have Emma Nevada. We have Mark Twain that was there. We also, Larry Elliott has also written a fabulous spoof on a search and rescue, liking to the old, like Hopalong Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the take, the theme song is even reminiscent of that era.
Very good.
So
well, Larry's got a creative mind, there's no doubt about it. We kid him a lot, but he's really good.
He's a very active part in our theater. And,
yeah. Guess we've talked about him so much, we'll have to show his picture or something on the show, huh?
Yes, definitely.
But so that's great. So you got people just coming towards you. How do you get the word out for folks? How do you get them involved?
We have our acting classes at Wildflower Village every Tuesday night.
Where's that?
And that's on the Lincoln Highway.
Oh, it's on the Lincoln
4th Street.
Yeah, 4th Street, the old 4th Street.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's out there by South McCurran Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
And it's a artist community.
Yeah.
They have all sorts of different performers perform there in their lounge, and they have a different art gallery in the middle, and then we're at the Chapel Pub with our acting classes.
Good. So are you finding some good talent here in Reno?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Well, that little gal
really
we had
do.
sing for us that.
And what I like about our group is that, we don't have to, we have all people from all sorts of different parts of the population, young and older people.
Yeah, because I think what happens is with theater, when people think about getting involved, they think it's the upper crust of the community,
right. No.
And where do we find some of our best actors? They're the ones that have had the harder time of life, right? Wouldn't you say, Viola? Yeah. And it's not the ones that have always had the easy time in life that can bring out the passion of a part, right? Mm-hmm. So
you have to. When you get seasoned, when you have had that experience, you can bring that. There's so much more you can bring to your performance.
Absolutely. That's the way I feel about it too.
Of course,
I'd probably make a great actor with all the hard knocks I've had. I've had actually. When you think about my childhood and so on, compared to what some people go through, mine was like Leave It to Beaver. That's probably ancient TV for some people. Remember that show?
Yes.
Leave It to Beaver, Mayberry, USA. And I lived back where you lived.
Oh, did you?
Back in New Jersey. But New Jersey was pretty rural in those days. 10 miles from New York City, and you still park diagonally in the street like they do on the Mayberry show.
If you look around, Dr. Ford has all these old pictures, or used to, in his office, of all the cars parked that way downtown Reno.
Downtown Reno.
And I do remember when in the 50s they still had it here in Sparks and in different places.
Yeah, remember seeing pictures of Reno where all the guys wore the fedora.
Right.
They had the hat, right? Well, you were in the business, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when people came into the department store, they were dressed rather nicely, right?
Oh, absolutely.
My mom said she never went out without your gloves and your nylons on.
All the time.
You had to be dressed if you went
to
town.
You had a question earlier, before we get on air, if the ladies were around when there was gravel roads. Were you there when it was still gravel roads in the 50s?
You were talking about Plum Lane.
Well, think about that. I'm going to ask you that question. Let me come back.
Remember the trolley that they would
yes,
talk
a
to us
trolley.
about? They went out to out here where they got the big grass and the swimming pool and stuff over there.
Let's pick that up on the other side of this break, because we've got to take a break. And then we'll come back and you can reminisce a little bit about that. So stay tuned. More Old Tales Nevada right after this.
It was interesting.
Hi there. I'm Hugh Roy Marshall of the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada.
I'm proud to announce that our 7-ingot set honoring the V&T Railroad is now finished.
That's right, Roy. These beautiful 999 silver ingots celebrate the engines from the world-famous V&T Railroad and honor Nevada's sesquicentennial. These limited edition treasures can be purchased only at the Marshall Mint in Virginia City, Nevada.
Or visit us at marshallmint.com to get yours today.
Get the Charter Spectrum Triple Play. It's more than meets the eye. With over 200 free HD channels available, it's the most HD you can get. Instant access to over 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. Plus the Charter app for live TV that jumps to mobile devices in any room. All that for $29.99 a month. Switch to Charter Spectrum Internet, faster than the speed of WOW. Take off with 60 megs of speed, bandwidth that lets multi-people multitask, stream movies, play games, watch videos, and share vines all at once. No slowdowns. Shazam! For only $29.99 a month. Just call 877-959-1634. Then pick up Charter Spectrum Voice for unlimited local and long-distance calling. And catch this. No drop calls. Stuck in a contract? Charter pays up to $500 to get you out. Charter Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice, $29.99 a month each. Call 877-959-1634. See for yourself. Call Charter today.
Spring arrives at Boutique Elegante. The fabulous colors of spring, all in denim fabrics, but with accents on color, color, color. Of course, sweaters are a must. The newest color block in soft weaves. Influenced by the rainbow, beautiful little dresses, gaucho sets, the blending of fabrics to create caprice sets. Exquisite fashions for your tropical holiday, a special dinner, or the opera. You'll find all of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante.
We're back here for our last segment of Old Tales, Nevada, Past and Present. And as we were breaking off our last segment there, we had quite a conversation going about the roads in Reno downtown. Because I was asking you, Viola, if you were around, because Roy was asking the question, actually, before we got on the show, about the gravel roads. Mm-hmm. And there was still a lot of gravel roads back in those days. And somebody said Plum Lane was gravel still?
Dirt roads and...
Well, the trolley was on a paved road, though, wasn't it? Or was it on a paved?
Yeah, the trolley road.
Yeah, were you around? Were they running that back in the 50s?
Not quite so sure
well, 47.
that I remember. Yeah. They may have still.
Yeah. Well, people don't realize that there was a trolley that ran from downtown somewhere and ran all the way out to the Moana Springs.
Springs, right.
Yeah. And there was the swimming hole and picnic and dance hall.
Didn't we interview the couple that had that?
Yeah, Barham had it.
Natural Hot Springs.
Yeah. Natural Hot Springs, right. Which is still there, but there's no pool.
They've just
closed it
all over, now. Which I thought was a mistake.
I think it was a mistake myself, too, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, they'd rather spend money on other things.
There before,
but what the part of the trolley is still there underneath Lake Street.
It is?
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Really?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be neat if they would reestablish that?
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? That would be a ride everybody would take that came to Reno.
That would make Reno unique,
wouldn't
like San Francisco.
I think,
Their
trolley.
And you know, with all the new people coming into town, we need a trans.
We do. Besides the bus. Besides the bus. Something unique, something which relates to our rich history that people could ride. Take them down 4th Street, reestablish that. The ideas are fantastic.
Well, and I are going to do a number of things together.
Are you?
The what's that?
If he lives okay, Robert Cashel.
Oh, Robert Cashel.
He wants to make a club out of my house here, and we're going to work on that. And then he wants to get in the mining business up in Virginia City.
Oh, does he?
His kid,
your house is so beautiful. I hope.
This is a treasure that should always be available to Reno.
People should be able to see it.
Absolutely, should make a state park out of it or something.
Well, having one of them is great. If you had 3 or 4 of them, though, you'd have to find a big source of money.
So tell us now, as we move forward, the Repertory Theater hopefully wants to grow, right?
I do. I want to get as many people involved, Nevadans involved in this celebration. I'd love to have a grassroots people being involved in it and supporting it. And if you're interested, please call me at 775-846-1788. Or you can find us on our Facebook page, Aurora Repertory Theater. And definitely come by and be part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's a celebration for all Nevadans.
Yeah. You know, the sesquicentennial, I finally learned how to say that after, did I say it wrong
Yes,
again?
no, you said it
I said it well? Okay.
And it's quite a mouthful.
It's quite a mouthful. It took me a whole year to get to say it, and now it's over. But the problem with it being over is that the focus on history now is going to the background. It's not out front like it has been, because if you would watch the networks, they all had their 90-second Pride of Nevada segment kind of a thing where you get into the history. Well, now they're not doing that again. And why not? Why? I mean, they're struggling for local news all the time. One of my pet peeves about the local networks is that you get 5 minutes of local news, then you go back and do national news, which you're going to see in 10 minutes is going to be done better.
Well,
so,
you know, a lot of times in the 50s there was a lot more local programming.
Right, right.
And in a way, I miss that because that's where you can get it.
Right. Well, that's what we do. We're local programming like it used to be.
That's what I love about your program.
It seems to be coming back pretty good.
And so that's good.
And one gal with that Plus show is a pretty nice show.
Yeah, she's got some history in
it. She's
town.
done a pretty good job with that show.
But nobody focuses on it like we do for the whole hour. And the state now is off to other things, and like Tesla, and that's all great. That's the future.
Good, but we have to remember our past, our heritage.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you're probably in competition with some of the other theater groups in town for attention. There's the Reno Little Theater. There's the the big theater downtown. So do you work in collaboration with them? Do you find yourself sharing your skills, your talent with others? Viola, what do you think?
Well,
is that good or bad?
Well, I think it's good if we can.
Moving in the right direction that way?
We do all kind of work together, and collaboration is always a lot better than trying to,
cut each other's
throat. Yes.
Yeah.
We're going into a collaboration with, we just signed with the Sierra Music Society.
Yeah.
Just for that reason, to collaborate. And to pull our resources where we can do much more. And my company, our theater company, focusing on history, is unique in itself, and so it draws its own audience. There's plenty of audience for everybody.
Hey, John, you know the people that we recently had on that are right into this. They should talk to them about.
Yeah. What? Who?
You
who
remember?
It's so hard to remember. I guess.
Now, but the main things to do is to have a forum for members so they can join, and then 2 or 3 classes of membership. And I'll join today. Probably John will.
You got to be an actor.
I don't be an actor, but no, I'll give you a donation.
But there's probably some things like you, Roy, could do, or Viola could do, because when you put on a presentation, is it a theatrical presentation all the time, or is it a presentation?
It could,
it's a historical theatrical presentation,
Yes, it's a combination of all sorts of things, because we put on the opera, the condensed version of Madame Butterfly. We are doing the film festival. We did the Lincoln Highway.
But there's some, isn't there some readings or something like that?
Yes.
Like you, Roy, would be good at?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there,
others.
there's a place.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you.
Yeah.
As members.
Well, I'll think about it, and as I talk to other people, I'll mention it. Mention it to you. If you need a good website and you need a good format for membership, and then you need to get some money somehow and get rolling.
That's what we're doing with the Sierra Music Society. We're going to get the website made, and we're going to put up a membership. And what the benefits are as being a membership and what you can do.
And you learn so much, too.
Yes.
That's the other thing. Well, just doing a show
I remember it was Women in History.
Women in History, where they actually dress in character.
We had those people on. I don't know if they'd be of any
Chautauqua
help to you.
types.
Yes.
Joined to go over how it was before voting for
remember that?
Voting abilities.
Is that the Women's Historical Project?
Yes. That's university.
I have contacted them.
They seem to be
want
real
to
nice.
be involved.
Yeah,
yes.
they would be good at
Yes.
this.
Yeah, absolutely good. That'd be a good collaboration for
Yeah.
you. You know, if you need actors that way.
Yeah,
Yes.
anything else we can think of, we'll let you know.
Please do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
So, do you ever think about finding a home, or are you happy traveling around as
Well, we're
Mary?
happy traveling around, but we would really love to have our home in Piper's Opera House.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that
and
be
I know they're
fantastic?
looking to fill dates there, so you could probably find a home.
Yes.
And there's different ways to, work out the compensation so
Yeah.
that you could make it workable.
So that's where we want to do our radio show.
Another
then
good
come up
place
on
for
the
a home
main
would be your Silverland Inn and Suites right
Yes,
downstairs in the
right.
ballroom.
Yeah, we got plenty of
How many
room there,
people
too,
usually
yeah.
show up? I mean, did you look at 150, 100 people?
That'd be great, yes.
Is that a good audience for what you do?
Well, it depends. Lately, as we're just starting back up with the Aurora Repertory Company, that would be a wonderful audience.
Silverland could adopt them and let them use the ballroom, and you could do the whole setup there with food and bar and rooms. Wouldn't that be
fantastic?
That's just me stuff. You got to talk to the boss. He's the boss. So, but it sounds like a fun thing, and you're definitely doing what we all would like to see continue to happen, is the archiving and the bringing to the top of mind the history of Nevada. We want to continue to make it a highlight because, as I was saying earlier, with the sesquicentennial now done, it's out of mind again, and we want to make sure that it stays top of mind and bring it in different forms. We do the TV show, you do it with the Repertory Theater, the women with the Historical Society, they do it their way. But all of us working together can build this into a continuing, growing thing that all of us are going to benefit from.
Yeah,
and as you, Roy,
Mm-hmm.
originally stated when we talked about the concept of doing the show, it's to bring pride in living in Nevada. He's from Texas.
That's right.
And Texas has pride, natural pride, because of everything that happened down there. We want the same thing to happen here.
Absolutely, and there's no reason why we can't have it, because we have the heritage.
Yeah, the heritage is here.
Yeah, we are out of time, so we want to thank you, Viola, and you, Lena, for bringing all this to us. Those great stories about Charlie and Edna and the other folks, Emma, Nevada.
Yes.
That's just a part of the great people of Nevada, so we appreciate it. It all brings pride to us. And we want to thank the audience because you support the show, and we love your comments about the show. If you have any other things you want us to do on the show, please let us know through our website or through the phone number on the screen. We'd love to have your input. In the meantime, we want to say goodbye for this week, invite you back for next week, and that'll be it for this week on Old Tales of Nevada, Past and Present. Have a great Nevada day.